Hello and welcome back to Lord Fenton Gaming Plays Neverwinter Nights 2 Complete. I'm your host Lord Fenton. In this Neverwinter Nights 2 Complete build video, we're doing the pure cleric build. This is an offensive cleric build, by the way. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Neverwinter Night 2 builds videos just like this. Do not forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be updated and much more. Here are the pros and cons for this build. Now, pros is you're a cleric with the high wisdom you have for this build. Yeah, many of your spells will not be resisted. Speaking of spells, you have a great selection of offensive spells, just including healing spells against the undead. Yes, healing spells can damage the undead, including heal against the undead. Same thing about harm against the living, which is good too. Now, turn undead, it's very powerful with this build, especially if I pick the sun domain. Because you're a cleric, you're a divine caster, you don't have to worry about any of that arcane nonsense. In other words, you'll cast freely and full plate if you want to go that route. Only two cons for this build is you have low strength, so you're going to have to wear light or medium armor for a while until you find some strength stuff. Another thing is because you have low intelligence, because we're focusing on wisdom, your skill selection is very low. Let's begin this build, shall we? The first race are gold dwarves, +2 constitution, -2 dexterity. They're alright for this build if you want to go that route for dwarves. Gray dwarves, +2 constitution, -4 charisma. Only issues the -4 charisma for turn undead. ECL also, if you want to pass, go ahead and do so. Shield dwarf, +2 constitution, -2 charisma. Again, just like the gray dwarf, but less of the ELC issue, of course. Let's go to the next race, elves. Let's start with our drow here. Let's go ahead and talk about them first. Drow, +2 dexterity, intelligence, and charisma, which is good. -2 constitution, that's the downside. Go drow if you want for cleric. Moon elves, +2 dex, -2 constitution. They're alright for it. Sun elves, +2 intelligence, -2 constitution. I'd probably say maybe. Wild elves, +2 dex, -2 intelligence. Again, same thing in the maybe column for that race. Wood elves, +2 strength, +2 dex, -2 constitution, -2 intelligence. It's more like a fighting cleric build if you want to go that route, but I'll probably say pass for the most elves, except for drow maybe. Deep Gnome, this is a great race for it, by the way, if you want to go this route. +2 dex, +2 wisdom, which is great. Downside is -2 strength and -4 charisma. That's the only sign, and it's an ECL class, but they have good wisdom if you want to go that route. Oops, I forgot the other one. Rock Gnomes, let's see here, +2 constitution, -2 strength, they're alright, but if you want to go gnomes, go deep. I'm going to be honest. Best way to go for that. Just remember they're small races. Halflings, +2 dex, -2 strength. Only issues the strength, but that's alright. They're pretty decent as a cleric for this build. Now, Strongheart halflings are better than the Lightfoot cousins due to the fact it's the same stats, up and down, but they have the quick to master just like a human, so that's good. Half elves, which is half elf and half drow. No plus or minuses on the ability score. Still, you want to go for either one of those. That is good, though. Now, let's talk about the next one. Half orc, -2 charisma, -2 intelligence, +2 strength. It's alright for this build, but I'll probably say pass because there's too many negatives. Humans, this is a good race for it. No plus or minuses, plus you get 4 extra skill points at the start and 1 extra feat at the start of level 1, which is good though. Now, Plain Touch, I'm going to say this is the best race. Azamar, which is half deity, half human. They give you +2 wisdom and +2 charisma. You know, it's a paladin class, but we're going 1 through 30 for a cleric. No I say multi-classing penalties. Take this race. Tieflings are pretty decent. +2 dex and intelligence, -2 charisma is the only downside. If you count them -2 charisma, they're pretty good because of resistance and such. The air and earth genocide races, I'm going to say hard pass because -2 wisdom, that's a big no-no. And we're going to need that up to 30. Unbuffed. Pass on those two. Hard pass. This one's not bad. -2 charisma is the only issue for the fire one. But if you want to go that route, that's fine. Same thing for the water, +2 constitution, -2 charisma. Now, Yuan-Ti pure blood, this is actually a good race. ECL is the only issue, but no wisdom. But still, you have pluses on dex, intelligence, and charisma. If you want to go that route. Grey Dwarfs does have the +2 wisdom and strength, however, -2 intelligence and -2 charisma. I'm going to probably say if you want to go for the wisdom, that's fine, but hard pass on this race. I'm going to go ahead and select the this one here. That's the best one I feel. So for the classes, this is very simple. Cleric 1 through 30. Seriously, pick it. This is a pure cleric build. Alignment, if you do not want to be smited at all, go for a Lawful Neutral, Neutral, or Chaotic Neutral. I'm going to go the Lawful side because they got some good Deity. By the way, the next part is flavor. So Deity is flavor. In other words, nothing will happen unless you pick a favorite soul class or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and select Helm because I always feel like I'm a Helmite for a Cleric. So any god or goddesses, go ahead and pick. There's some good selection. No ball. Sorry about that. That's another game. Now, as for ability scores, we're going to put Strength at 10. Leave it at that. Dexterity, we're going to put at 12. Constitution 16. We're going to get some hit points out of this for survivability. Intelligence 10. Wisdom, we're going to get max up to 18. Charisma, we're getting to 14 for that turn undead. So the final tally is Strength and Intelligence 10. Dexterity 12. Charisma 14. Constitution 16. And Wisdom 18. Your main stat for this, everyone, this is very important, is Wisdom. Because your DC, I think it was direct challenges or difficulty challenges. Yeah, those will help you big time if you have a high Wisdom score. And some Cleric spells requires that too. Also, I put 14 Charisma because of Turn Undead also. Backgrounds, normally I say select a background, but for this one, no backgrounds will help you out big time. Since for skills, I'm going to say we are skill starved because of our low intelligence. Max out concentration each level, diplomacy, and spellcraft split. If you don't like diplomacy, put it all in the spellcraft. So definitely focus on concentration when you level up. Now, as for feats, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to go ahead and pick one that is good. Spellcasting Prodigy. This will boost our DC when we cast spells against foes. Since it's Wisdom, that'll help out great time. Now, if you want to pick any other things with the extra feat, I'm going to probably say pick Spell Penetration or Spell Focus. Now, as for domains, I'm going to be blunt. There's two really good ones I feel is great for this build. First is Sun. This will give you a powerful turn undead feat. In other words, will be much more easier time turning undead or groups of them. Now, Clerics gain Searing Light and Sunbeam, which are very powerful spells, especially Sunbeam at 7. They usually normally a level 8 spell, which is OP'd. So definitely want to take Sun for this build because it's more offensive oriented. And another one I like is Air. Uncanny Dodge is meant for Clerics, but Called Lightning and Chain Lightning are great. Called Lightning single damage. Chain Lightning is a whole bunch of enemies. First, we'll take max damage. They'll cut in half, but still, it's nice to have. Honorable mention, I'm going to go ahead and select some of the ones just to show you. Not Darkness or Cold. Not Destruction. Destruction's not bad. That's all right. Earth is good if you want to take Toughness and be more defensive with Stone Skin and Energy Immunity. Fire is pretty decent with the Wall of Fire. Fireball if you want to go that route for fire. Plus Fire Resistance is nice, just like a Tiefling. Another one is good. It's pretty okay. The Aurora Courage is a nice immunity to fear and all for your allies. Healing is great if you want to focus more on taking undead down, like heal and cure serious wounds. Plus Empower Healing Feat is nice too. Now I'm going to probably say Strength is pretty decent. Bull Strength and Divine Power is good in that realm if you want to go that route. Another one I like is Travel too because of Haste, which is good and you move faster in light or medium armor, especially with our low strength. And last but not least is Water. I like Ice Storm. That is really good. So quick final advice I'm going to go ahead and say about final character creation. Your spells will be mainly undead killing, but then quickly you'll really tear things up big time. Once you get more offensive spells, you will own the battlefield. I'm going to go ahead and now talk about spell suggestions. So here we go on that. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the level 0 spell summons and why I didn't add anything that cures status effects. Now, level 0 spells you get at the start. Definitely experiment with those, especially using the lowest form of cure wounds. This way use against the undead. That's like a nice DPS. Now, as for summons, if you need a tank, go ahead and summon them. Now, if you want to go ahead and add any of the stuff that cures status effects, go ahead and do so, especially the restoration line. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about level 1 through 9 spell suggestions. I'm going to start with level 1. First off, Bless. This is a defensive spell, but you definitely want to get this because allies get +1 on attack rolls and saves on fear. Great to have. Now, cause fear. This is a crowd control type of deal. Any weak foes and swarms trying to get you, cast this, they'll run away. Then you can start picking them off one by one. Now, Cure Light Wounds cures 1d8 damage plus a level. Maximum is 5. Note, this does damage towards the undead. This is a nice nuke spell when you start out against the undead. Inflict Light Wounds, touch deals 1d8 damage plus 1. Of course, maximum is 5 on that. On the living, this will heal the undead, so don't use it against the undead. Let's go to the next set. Endure Elements. This is a good defensive spell. 10 slash minus damage resistance against all elemental types. Great to have you going against fire, electric, and cold, etc. Night Shield provides a resistance bonus on saving throws and negates magic missile attacks directed at you. Cast this baby, and magic missile will be useless from a wizard or a sorcerer, or even a bard. Protection from alignment, plus 2 AC and saves, immunity and mind control from certain alignments. So you do protection from evil. That's great to use. Also wards off those demons when they come through the gate. Remove fear, removes fear, or gives target a plus 4 against it. Good buff spell to have. Let's talk about the level 2 spells. Let's start with Aid. This will give you plus 1 on attack rolls, saves against fear, 1d8 temporary hit points, plus 1, max is 10 per level. Great to have. Buff yourself up with that. You'll last longer. Owl's Wisdom. This is a must to have. Grants plus 4 wisdom per minute per level. So you're level 30, you get 30 minutes of plus 4 wisdom. Wonderful to have, so make sure you cast that on yourself. If you want to do any of the ability scores, go ahead and do so. Cure Moderate Wounds cures 2d8 damage, plus 1, max is 10. It also damages undead the same way. Inflict Moderate Wounds, touch attack, 2d8 damage, plus 1, maximum is 10 against living. Do not use this against the undead. Now, Lesser Dispel Magic gets rid of weaker spell effects. So, like for example, if there's a foe with, I say for example, Bless, cast it against them, it goes bye-bye. Great trolling spell to have. Resist energy, 20 slash 10 on the damage resistance from all elemental types. Get this, it'll protect yourself well. Silence negates sound in 20 feet radius, unless they have the silent meta feat, and then that's useless. But this is a good spell to hamper foes who are casters. Sound Burst deals 1d8 sonic damage to subjects. It may stun them. It does damage, and it's a great crowd control spell. That's 2 in 1, which is very nice when you're starting out. We're now at level 3. From this point on, you will start to get your domain spells into play too. Cure Serious Wounds. This does it cures the target 3d8 damage plus 1 level. This will also damage undead 3d8 plus 1 level, which is great. Now, Inflict Serious Wounds. Touch attack does 3d8 damage plus 1 per level. Heals the undead, so don't use it against the undead. Use that against the living. Use the cure against the undead, of course. Magic Circle Alignment, just like the protection from alignment, but affects all allies in radius. Wonderful to have. Once you get the spell, replace the other one, and you're good to go. Let's talk about Prayer. That allies will get plus 1 bonus on hit, damage, skills, save rolls. Enemies will take a 1 penalty on those too. Cast that around you and your friends and your enemies, and the fun will begin. Searing Light, must have for clerics. Raid deals 1d8 half by 2 levels damage against normal. Now 1d6 against constructs, 1d8 against the undead. So this is a great way to do some serious damage against the undead. Invisibility Purge dispels invisibility from creatures nearby. You definitely want to have this handy in case you're facing invisible foes at all times or rogues. So let's talk about level 4. Let's go over level 4. Cure Critical Wounds. Cures 4d8 damage plus 1 level per level. Now, this is great against the undead. Nice offensive spell. If you want to get the Inflict Critical Wounds, that's the touch attack. 4d6 damage plus 1 level. This will heal undead, but good to have if you want to go that route. Dismissal forces summon creatures to return to their native plane. Annoying summon creature, get rid of it. Death Ward grants immunity to death and negative energy spells and effects. You must want to cast this on yourself. Later on, there's an AoE version. You want to get that too. Hammer of the Gods cause 1d8 slash 2 levels of divine damage in a localized area. Now, enemies coming towards you. You want to use this big time. It was a great spell in Neverwinter Nights 1. It's good in Neverwinter Nights 2. Leaf Spell Mantle absorbs spells equivalent to 1d4 plus 4 spell levels. You want this to protect yourself, so cast it on yourself. You're all set and good to go. As for level 5, this is a small selection, but it's good. Flame Strike, smite those in an area of effect with divine and of course fire damage. That's 1d6 per those level. Good to have those. So any enemies you want to take out with that spell, go ahead and do so. Slay living. This is a touch attack, but it'll kill subjects. Now, lesser spell mantle absorbs spells equivalent to 1d6 plus 6 spell levels. Good defensive spells. Spell resistance. Subject gains SR 12 plus 1 per level. Good to have. Now, True Seeing, this is great to have. Lets you see through illusions and, of course, invisibility effects. You want to have this big time on yourself. Level 6 has some great spells. I'm going to go over them. Banishment banishes 2 HD dice / level of foes. In other words, this is another spell that will get rid of summons. You want to have this. Blade Barrier summons a wall of blades, dealing 1d6 per level damage to those who try to cross it. Put it in front of you, they try to walk. You move around the blades, they take more damage. Harm deals 10 points of damage per level to target. Maximum, I think, is 180 damage. This one unfortunately heals the undead. Great against the living. Heal cures 10 points of damage per level. Max is 180. Cures most, I should say, negative effects and conditions. This will damage the undead. You want this spell big time. It's a must-have. Superior Resistance grants a +6 bonus to all saves. You want to have this later on in the game on yourself. Symbol of Fear creates a stationary rune that, when triggered, causes fear to nearby foes. If you're having trouble with certain foes, cast it in front of you. They walk towards you. They don't resist. They run away. Symbol of Persuasion creates a stationary rune. When it triggers, just like the Fear one, it'll charm foes. So if all foes step on it, they get to fight each other. Great crowd control spell to have, so you can pick them off one by one. Same thing with the Fear one too. Undeath to Death destroys 1d4 hit dice per level. Undead max is 20d6. Very powerful anti-undead spell. One of those you must have for level 6. Let's get to level 7. Let's go over the level 7 spells. Destruction, kill subject, and destroy remains. Target makes a successful save. They only take 10d6 damage. Good spell to have in case you want to annihilate certain hard foes. However, the remains are destroyed, so keep that in mind. Ethereal Jaunt, you become one with the ethereal plane for 1 round per level. You cannot be detected until you perform a hostile action. This is a nice spell to cast. This way you reposition yourself on the battlefield and then cast another spell or something like that. Spell Mantle absorbs spells equivalent to 1d8 plus 8 spell levels. Good to have. Word of Faith either kills or stun opponents depending on their hit dice. You want to have this just in case there's trouble. And it's good to have another AoE spell, of course. Earthquake, intensive tremors, shake 80 feet, radius, of course, does 1d6 damage to all but the caster. Now, if you want to clear the battlefield and your party members will take damage on this is a good spell to have. Firestorm deals 1d6 per level, fire damage, and a large area effect. Great fire spell to have. It's better than Fireball in my mind. Mass Death Ward, party grants immunity to death effects. It's just like the Death Ward spell, but everybody gets it this time. Sunbeam, most powerful spell in the game for clerics. Inflicts 1d6 per level to undead, 3d6 to others in its area effect. People can be blind by this. This wrecks undead. Like I said, max damage to undead is 20d6. Memorize this ASAP, especially if you're in the Sun domain. Get it memorized ASAP. Next up, level 9 spells, the final level. Etherealness, the entire party is temporarily transported to the ethereal plane until one of them performs a hostile action. This is a good idea to cast a spell, get everybody in a position again, and then have some serious fun. Implosion kills most creatures nearby. They fail their save throws, they die. They make a save throw, they survive. You want to clear out a whole bunch of weak enemies? Pop this baby. Storm of Vengeance. Storm rains acid, lightning, and hail during the course of this happening. They'll all take 3d6 damage per round per of the 3 elements. Powerful AoE spell. You want this at level 9. Druids have it. You should too. Undead's eternal foe. Parties grant immunity to negative damage, level drain, ability drain, poison, you name it. Buff this on everybody and then have some fun against the undead and such. Honorable Mentions Gate. It's like a spell that summons a powerful evil outsider. If you want to use that as a pet, go ahead, but cast protection against evil for your entire party. Next part of this video build is leveling up. It is now time to level up our cleric from 1 to, you guessed it, 30. So actually 2 to 30, but first this is 2 to 20, which is the, I should say, yeah, non-epic level. So pick the cleric class. Concentration, that will be your first skill focus, then diplomacy or I should say is spellcraft second. I'm bouncing between diplomacy and spellcraft for the second. So we'll level up our cleric once again. Concentration and then spellcraft. This time in my round. So let's keep on going. I'm going to go ahead and pick first is the spell focus. I'm going to pick evocation. So let me explain about that. This does is it'll give a certain spell school. A character is within this feat is adapted in a certain school of magic, gains +1 bonus to spell save DC for all spells that they cast from that school. We're doing evocation spells, so we get a nice bonus every time we cast an evocation spell. Also, we're a little bit of bonus against evocation spells too. So we're level 4 now. Levels of 4, we get ability points. We're going to do wisdom all the way. Concentration, that's your main focus for the skills, and your diplomacy or your spellcraft secondary. I'm splitting the other two evenly, but concentration is always number 1. Concentration once again, because you'll be casting a lot in this build. Sorry, no feats on that. So let's keep on going, everyone. So let's see here. Cleric again. We'll do his diplomacy. Let's do that. I'm going to do that second, but concentration always number 1. Now, we're going to do his greater spell focus. It's just like spell focus instead of +1. That field is now +2. Must have. Because this will unlock the epic spell focus when we get to the epic levels. See where I'm going? Yeah. I'll be doing that for spell penetration too. That's why I get that in the epic area. Or like wizards, but we're casting cleric spells as an offensive tool. Concentration, number 1, and then your secondaries, your spellcraft or diplomacy, you can split that up evenly like I did, or focus on spellcraft. If you don't like the dialogue stuff. We're again at the levels of 4. Wisdom. Now we're at 20 wisdom because we're at level 8. So we're getting up there. By the time this build's over, we get to 30. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and pick the suspects for the skills. Sorry, no feats. Now we're at level 9, closing in almost at the halfway point. Concentration, then your spellcraft or diplomacy, balance it like I did if you want to. So we're going to go ahead and do spell penetration. Now what this does is a spell caster with this feat gains a +2 bonus to caster level checks to beat a creature's spell resistance. In other words, you have this, more likely they will not resist your spells. You get a nice bonus against them, their resistance. Now we're at level 10. We're at the halfway point, you guessed it, of the non-epic levels, the normal levels. Or I should say the standard D&D 1 through 20. Sorry, no feats. Let's go to level 11. And let me see here. Concentration and your work on diplomacy or spellcraft. Your choice. I'm balancing things out with the secondary ones. And there you go. Now, if I had more intelligence, I could get all 3 in there big time. But nope. Focusing on, I should say, wisdom. Again, levels of 4. Pick your points in wisdom since it's level 12 now. There you go. Hit next. Usual suspect for a skill. Make sure concentration is number 1. And let's see here. Yep, there we go. And all right, we get some feats this time. Now we did spell penetration. Now we're going to do its big brother. So let me get my notes. I have it somewhere. And there you go. Greater spell penetration. Instead of +2, you'll get that +4. This will unlock also the epic spell penetration. So it'll be a lot more likely your spells will land against certain foes. Or I should say foes who try to resist it. So let's keep on leveling up unless they are immune in a certain school. Which Divine they are probably not in this game, which is a good thing. So let's level up our character once again. Sorry, no, I should say feats. We're at level 14 now. We're closing in, of course, the getting the 20. Concentration, either spellcraft or diplomacy. Again, everybody's choice. I apologize, no feats. Level up our cleric. We're at 15 now. After that, it's 5 of those will wait to 20. So let's keep at it, and there we go. Okay, we get ourselves another feat. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and do Empower Spell. Maximize just maximum damage. Empower is 1.5. I'd rather take the 1.5. In the past, I did both, but it's better to just focus on one or the other. This will give you 1.5 damage, for example, with Magic Missile, so it's 50% more damage if we use this meta magic. However, bad news is it takes 2 spell slots. So Magic Missile, for example, is level 1. You're going to need to Empower Spell it at level 3. Good to have, though, because we will have one of the good spells you could empower since we picked the Sun Domain. So we're level up our Cleric once again. And this time, we're going to put more points in the Wisdom. Yep, everything in the Wisdom. Don't worry, we'll reach the 30 by the time this build video is over and done with. Concentration, and then either spellcraft or diplomacy. And there you go. We're actually doing it. So we're getting closer, you guessed it, everyone, to the epics. So normal skills, sorry, no feats on that level. We're at level 18 now, so we're zeroing in on 20. Concentration and the other two I just mentioned as always. Now we get to pick ourselves another feat. This one's a little bit late, but I was focusing more on getting the other ones, which is spell. Where is it at? Oh yeah, practice spellcaster. This does is your caster level for a chosen spellcasting class is increased by 4. Since we're going pure cleric, we don't have to worry anything else. We get +4 levels in that, as if we're a level. For example, we're level 20. We cast spells as if we're a level 24 spellcaster. Pretty good, right? Makes level 24 we do more damage than 20. Okay, we'll pick the cleric again. Concentration, and then your diplomacy, or in my case, spellcraft. And there you go. So we're getting to level 20 exactly next. So what we're going to go ahead and do is pick wisdom. So we're at 23 wisdom. Don't worry, we'll get that up there big time. So we're going to do concentration, diplomacy, or spellcraft. Sorry, no feats. Now we're on to the epic levels. Yeah, the big leagues, I call it. So let's do level up. So we'll do cleric once again. Concentration, spellcraft, or diplomacy, your choice. And now we get to, besides being epic characters, we get to dip into the epic pool. I'm going to do epic spell focus. The other two will be gone. Instead of +1 or +2, we get +3 bonus for this because of this feat. Must have. Seriously, you want that big time. Like I said before, if you're not going to do evocation or necromancy, you'll be epic spell focus necromancy. So let's level up some more. Let's pick our cleric. Concentration. Let's see here. Diplomacy or spellcraft. Sorry, no feats. But don't worry, we'll get more soon. We're at level 23 now. We're doing next. So let's go ahead and do that. What we'll do is concentration, spellcraft, or diplomacy. Actually, yeah, diplomacy. And now let's go for the next one. Let's see here. Where is it at? We're going to go ahead and get the epic spell penetration. Instead of +2 or +4, we get +6 from here on out. A lot less likely for our foes to resist our spells. Extend spells, that means our buff spells will be extended twice the amount. Unfortunately, bad news about that is it takes 1 spell slot up. So for example, you want to extend the bless spell, you got to use a level 2 spell slot. Great to have. And I already talked about epic spell penetration. We get +6. A lot more likely our spells will land than the other 2 spell penetration line. Must have for that. Seriously, must have. Now we get to character level 24, one of the last 2 levels of 4 to get your ability score up. We're going to do wisdom. Oh, don't worry. We're going to get that to 30 by the time we're done. Okay, what we're going to do is diplomacy, spellcraft second, or concentration. No feats other than that. Level 25. After that, we're 5 levels away from 30. The cap in the game Neverwinter Nights 2 complete. There we go, and let's pick our feats. Now, we're going to go ahead and start focusing the rest of the time. Our feats is Great Wisdom. Will give us +1 points in Wisdom. This will give us enough to 30, even with the level 28 ability score Wisdom up. So, let's keep on going with the Cleric. Concentration, Diplomacy, or Spellcraft. And we get a feat again. You know what? Let's pick another point in Wisdom. This way our spells will do much more potent damage because of it, since we're Clerics. And there you have it, and voila, we're doing it. So we're getting closer and closer to the level of cap with high wisdom. Cleric, we'll pick that. Let's go ahead and do that. Concentration, either spellcraft or diplomacy. And we get ourselves another feat. You know what that is. Greater wisdom again. That's another wisdom point. So this is the point where we're using feats also to boost our wisdom up. 30 is going to be the cap we're going to aim for, unbuffed. And let's level up to level 28. Final time to put ability score in. We're going to put that into wisdom. Don't worry, next level we're going to get 2 feats. Just trust me. There you go, wisdom 28. You're going to see improvement. Concentration, and either diplomacy or spellcraft. I'm moving out the secondary ones. There we go, level 29. Let's see here. Okay, usual suspect for the skills. This time, after we're done, we'll get to pick 2 feats. Oh yeah, we're going for 2. Let's pick that. And the two I'm picking, as you guessed it, Great Wisdom 4 and Great Wisdom 5. That's 2 wisdom points. That'll get us to 30, and we're capped at wisdom unbuffed. I believe it is. There you go. And we're going to do one more, which is level 30. This should be it for leveling up in Neverwinter Nights 2. Usual suspects, last time put skill points in. Go ahead and do so now. And there you go. With that, we are done with 1 through 30 as this pure cleric build. Next part of this build video will be equipment and, of course, what stats you should boost up. Let's go ahead and talk about equipment advice and such. So in Neverwinter Nights 2, for example, if you want 10 in wisdom, you must get a 10 wisdom item. You cannot do 8 wisdom, and then of course 2 plus wisdom. It'll only count as 8, so keep that in mind. Now as for a cleric, aim for wisdom, get really up there in constitution, and after that dexterity and strength if you want to. Charisma if you are doing a lot of turning undead. As for immunity, definitely go for death magic or anything else that is real nasty. Another thing is lower your weight definitely on your armor, especially if you're using full plate like I am. True Seeing and Haste is good if you want to keen your weapon, but that's fine. However, you're going to be casting a lot of magic. Spellcraft, that's a good skill to boost up concentration. That's great to do also. If you want to boost up tumble, that's fine too. Other than that, if you are weak in certain save throws, like for example reflex, boost that up as well. For our next part of this build video, we're going to do the combat portion. For the combat portion of the video, always buff up and such. Have a pet if you're alone. So this way they'll tank for you. Have potions ready if you want to do that. So let's go ahead and face off against foes that we could critical hit against. In this case, we're casting a lot of magic, so we don't have to worry about critical hit, but still, that's the point. Let's go ahead and go against a raiding party of orcs. So let's get some foes nearby. Yeah, let's firestorm it up. Let's see how many of them die. Yeah, see, we already cleared almost more than half the table. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this Storm of Vengeance. And yeah, it's a long casting process. You'll see why. Yeah, see, look at the damage we're doing against these orcs. Let's see if I could try get Implosion going too. Where is it at? Or something else. Let me see here. Okay, let's do Harm instead. And let's cast that. See if it. See here, this orc. Oh, wow, we just one-shot that orc. See? If we use certain spells like that to our advantage, we get to wreck everything in sight. So we're going to go ahead and finish this battle. It shouldn't be too long now since we did Earthquake against the foe. I didn't take damage, but my pet did because of that. And there you go. We defeated foes we could critical hit against. What about foes immune to critical hits like the undead? You know what? Since we're a cleric, let's have some fun. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pick the undead. Now, here's the deal about clerics and undead. Clerics eat up undead for breakfast, so don't worry about immunity to critical hits and such. So I'm going to pretend I just cast a Storm of Vengeance, which is good. The Sun spell, the level 7 one or 8 one, depending on what you, if you have the domain or not, you want to cast it. If it's level 7, cast the Empower version of Sunburst. I think it is. Yeah, it is Sunburst. And you'll wreck undead like crazy. Lich already died. Another good spell to cast, of course I'm trying to look for it, is Heal. Let's cast Heal on a Lich. It should die very soon. Let's be quick about it. And there we go. Ooh, look at that positive energy. It just died horribly. And that's how you take care of foes immune to critical hits like the undead. Demons, you just gotta work smart. Here's some final advice. So here's the deal. You'll start out with some very powerful undead killing spells, your cure lines. Other than that, you can use the inflict if you want to. Another good thing is you could debuff foes. That's great as well. As you level further down the cleric class, you'll get some very powerful spells. You get to do some AoE damage. Also hinder some foes too. Always buff up. That's very nice. This way you'll survive much more longer. Take advantage of extend spells and of course the empower spell. So this way you really do some nice damage. Do not be afraid to use turn undead. Especially on the undead, you'll do some damage to, I should say not damage, you'll kill them or make them run, depending on where your level is at. Other than that, keep your cool. You'll be one powerful cleric with this build. This is it for my Neverwinter Nights 2 Pure Cleric build video. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Thank you for watching and have a great day or night, and do please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel for more guides, builds, and other videos from Neverwinter Nights 2. If you like what you see, then pick my suggestion on the upper left hand corner or YouTube suggestion on the bottom left hand corner. Have a great day or night and do enjoy the view.